Alright, so today I found this iceberg chart on the I think on X, and it was pretty interesting. It's about a problematic media, but like some of the entries are like so ridiculous. I think this is like a bait like a bait joke iceberg because some of the entries just don't make any sense at all, and you'll see it later on in the video. But this is the problematic iceberg media. Now there's 3 tiers to this iceberg. Level 1 is unproblematic medias. And what it says here is no Gooner content or sexualizing the characters. May have dark themes, but not sexual ones. Creators are not weirdos or porn addicts. This is going to be important. Tier 2 is deconstructions. It may have sexual themes, but is there to show why sexualization is bad. Creators usually hate the tropes associated with their media's genres and try to subvert them. Some of these I don't believe. Media has artistic merit. Again, some of these I don't believe. And then level 3, the darkest iceberg, Gooner media. Do not consume. Creators engage with their own media fetishistically. Shows sex scenes without explaining how it's bad, which some of these I don't think have sex scenes. And no artistic merit, it's just literal porn for gooners to jerk off to, which is already a great start. So let's start off with level 1, unproblematic medias. First up here we have Undertale / Deltarune. Now, I'm not sure why. Now, if you actually played Undertale and Deltarune, I'm assuming like fanbase has no fan base doesn't factor into these, because some of these I could say the fan bases are awful too. But Undertale, that's weird. Yeah, I can understand that. Most of these I can't understand, but some of these I can't understand. Like Plants vs. Zombies. Yeah, that makes sense. There's no dark themes, no sexual ones. Regretivator? Regretivator. I have no clue what this is, so I'm just gonna look it up real quick. I didn't do any research into this, by the way. I'm just doing this raw dogging. Okay, so apparently Regretivator is a Roblox game. So I can understand why that's not problematic at all. Apparently it's a elevator simulator of sorts. So, not problematic. Maybe the creator is, I don't know, but yeah, that's just that makes sense here. We have a Sanrio. Again, I'm assuming fan base doesn't factor into this, because Sanrio by itself is pretty normal. But once you factor into fan bases, there's 2 sides. There's 2 sides to the fan base here. One is the fucking stupid fucking e-girls with their stupid fucking Midori melody, some shit like that. And then second is the male side of the fan base, which is yeah, there's a thing called a TDM, and I'm not talking about Team Deathmatch, but it's a thing with Sanrio characters. That's all I'm gonna say on this. Don't look up TDM. Actually, yeah, look it up. It's pretty funny. Now we have Death Grips, which I think that's a rap group, maybe? They make rap music or something. So it probably does have sexual themes. I don't know, I don't listen to Death Grips. Alright, next up we have Devil May Cry, which, it does have sexual themes. Some of the characters are some characters are sexually like charged, like they have sexual designs. So I'm not sure why this is on here. But is the creator a weirdo or a porn addict? No, I don't think so. Alright, next we have Sonic the Hedgehog, which, yeah, by itself it's not, but like, again, fan base probably isn't factoring into this at all. And I am actually part of the Sonic fan base. I interact with Sonic stuff all the time on X, Twitter X, Zitter, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, those are some weirdo. I also have a friend on fucking VR chat who is a Sonic fan, and it's a pretty interesting bunch of characters I join into, I must say. So next we have Hayao Miyazaki. Now, I think he's a famous like a director in Studio Ghibli, which yeah, they're not sexual. They have dark themes, some of them, but not sexual. So you know, this one fully makes sense to put here, and I don't think he's a weirdo or like a porn addict, so it makes sense. Next we have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Now this is a famous manga, and I think the anime is more famous now than the manga ever was. But you know, no dark theme. I mean, there is dark themes actually. I think that. No sexual themes though. I think that's no sexualizing the characters. No sexual themes. I think that depends on like how you like you view it, like your sexuality. Because me myself, I would say some of the characters are sexual in designs. But you know, someone who is like straight, I don't think they would say that. So you know, that's just me though. Anyway, next we have Five Nights at Freddy's. Again, makes sense. You know, the creator's not a weirdo or a porn addict. Though I must say, he is like Republican or something, which makes the fucking Twitter like retard Steve. So I guess you could put that as weirdo. I don't know. Tally Hall. I do have like 2 of their songs downloaded, and of the 2 songs I have, it's not weird, it's not sexual, doesn't have any dark themes, so I'd say this makes sense. I'm not sure about the creators though. The creators might be it, but I don't know. Alright, next up, this one doesn't make sense to be here at all. Yaoi. Yaoi is inherently Gooner content. It's inherently sexualizing characters. It's inherently sexual themes, and they are inherently made by people who are porn addicts. So, you know, this one, like, I'd say this belongs in tier 3, you know? Like, where all the Gooner stuff is, I suppose. But I don't know why it's in tier 1. You know, I didn't make this. Next we have Omori. Now this one also does not make sense to be in level 1. Again, in Omori, you know, they don't sexualize the characters, you know, they don't do Gooner content or whatever. But another point here is creators are not weirdos or porn addicts. And if you know anything about Omori, you know about the creator OmoCat and the stuff that he, she, whatever draws, you know. I think Shota stuff, so I'd say the creator is a weirdo and a porn addict. Next we have Neil Sissy Rega. Neil Sissy Rega. I have no clue. I think I might know who this is. The name seems familiar. I know he's in Lemon Demon. But I don't know about the stuff he makes himself. He kind of seems like Reddit, like band kids like him a lot. So, you know, that makes sense to be here, I guess. And now, we move on to Tier 2, Deconstructions. First up, Game of Thrones. Now, you know, Game of Thrones, yeah, that makes sense to be here. They do have sex in the show. But I'm not sure if they actually explain why it's bad. You know what? I'm gonna look it up real quick. So I've looked it up, right? And I'm on this article from Wiki of Thrones where George R.R. Martin explains why sexual violence is integral to Game of Thrones, and basically the gist of it is that it's about war, and there was rape in war. War is bad, so I'm guessing that's why. It explains why. It's there to show why sexualization is bad, because it takes place in war, and war is bad. But, other than that, a big criticism of it was how, there was too much sex and stuff, so I guess you can either take it or leave it, I guess. Next up, we have Lane. Now, Lane is this old anime and video game that a lot of the trans people like. And I'm not sure if there's even sexualization in Lane, because I haven't watched it, because I like to keep my penis intact. But so I'm looking it up right now, and I'm not sure if there's anything to do with sexualization here, though the main character in Lane seems to have a dissociative identity disorder, DID, which, I can see why people would think that. But other than that, I don't quite know why this is here. I know there's a lot of questions on Reddit that it makes people trans or something. A lot of people are wondering why people who are trans like Lane so much. So I guess that could mean it. Does it have artistic merit though? I guess. I don't know. I didn't watch it. Next we have Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Why is this here? Does that even have sexualization? You know what? I'm gonna look it up. I'm not sure if it does, because I never played it. Though I did watch my dad play it, 12 years ago or something. I saw him playing it, so I guess that counts as me playing it. Looking it up here, there does not seem to be sexualization in Metal Gear Rising Revengeance at all, so I'm guessing this is another joke entry. I don't know, you're gonna have to let me know if there is. Does it have artistic merit? It just seems like a generic action game, so I'm gonna say no on that one. But maybe it does, I don't know. I never played it. I only know the cutscenes. Next we have Beastars. Now this one I do know. I do know there's predator and prey stuff, where the prey is sexualized, and the predators do predator stuff to them. So I'd say there is stuff there to show why sexualization is bad. I don't know anything about the creators, but does it have artistic merit? I'm gonna have to go on a limb and say maybe. It doesn't. It wasn't really that. It wasn't anything special, But I'm sure if you're a different kind of person, it might have artistic merit to you. To me, I don't think so at all. But to you, it might. Alright, next we have Evangelion. I've never watched Evangelion, so I don't know much about it, but I do know there is sexualization in there. Specifically with the female characters. So, I'm gonna guess it maybe has, it probably has something to do with showing why it's bad. It's an anime from the 90s, so I'm sure there's fan-based stuff, fan service. So I'm gonna say maybe, maybe that does have showing why it's bad. Does it have artistic merit? Yeah, I think so. Lots of people say it does, so I'm gonna give a yes to that one. Next we have a Charlie XCX. Now, I've never heard anything from this person here, Charlie XCX. So, I don't know. I know she's like a popular like musician, but I've never heard anything from her. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's listen to some Charlie XCX stuff. Look, right there. Let's go here. Let's find a Charlie XCX. I'm gonna go on the first one that pops up here, and I'm gonna see whether it has sexual stuff, like anything like that. Let's go, first song here. You know what? I'm gonna listen to this off of the video, and then I'm gonna tell you if I think it has sexual stuff or not. Okay, this song, it fucking sucks. I don't want to listen to a single second more of it. But I'm looking through the comments right now, and this comment right here specifically sticks out to me, and it looks like an explanation of it. Fuck, where was it? There it is. Alright, so I'll show you here. This comment right here says, "This is for the people who yearn. For the people who just want their crush to notice them, and for their crush to feel just a fraction of what they feel for them. The embarrassment of knowing they will never feel the same way about you, and the self-hatred for still wanting them despite that. It's for the people who watch other couples be happy and want something like so badly for yourself, but no one seems to notice you." Now, look through this comment. Is there anything inherently sexual about that? No. The lyrics, they were just, I only threw this party for you. So, I'm missing, like, she's trying to get the attention of her crush that doesn't notice her. Is it sexual? No. Maybe the other songs she has is, but I don't want to listen to another song from this guy. So, I'm gonna say this one definitely belongs here. It is a deconstruction. And does it have artistic merit? If you're a woman, maybe. But I'm not a woman, so I'm gonna have to say no. Next we have Hideki Anno. Now, who is Hideki Anno? I have no clue, which is why I'm gonna look him up right now. Okay, so he's a creator of Evangelion. So, I'm guessing I can merge this one and the Evangelion entry. And I'm gonna have to say that, not sexual, not a weirdo, whatever. I'm gonna say, it has artistic merit. This belongs here, definitely. Next, we have Berserk. Now, I know a bit about Berserk. I've only seen, like, a few episodes of the anime that I have on DVD. I think I'm up to level, 18. Episode 18, sorry. And, I will say, there is sexual themes. I think... Yeah, there is sexual themes. Spoiler alert, I know, I'm spoiling something that's like 30, 40 years old. Sorry, you had all this time to watch it or read it. But, fuck, what was his name? Griffith, alright? He's a queer. Griffith is a queer. He does have sex with men in the show. And, it does show why it's bad. And how does it show it's bad? Well, I'll tell you. So, in the show, right, there's this character called Casca. She's like some brown, like, girl that goes with them. And, it shows why it's bad, because, she's a girl, so she gets overpowered by men, and then the men, like, they try to, like, rape her, whatever, before they kill her. But Guts comes, swoops in and saves the day. And you know, rape is bad, so that's why it shows that the sexualization is bad. And also Griffith, you know, he's kind of like a villain. He betrays like he does do betray. And he's gay, so I'm guessing that's why it's bad. Does it have artistic merit? I say so. Everyone likes Berserk. Everyone likes Berserk. So I'm gonna say that has artistic merit. I noticed I haven't done the creators usually hate the tropes. I'm not sure if the creator hates the tropes or not. So, you know, I'm not even sure. Next we have Chainsaw Man. I know absolutely nothing about Chainsaw Man. Now, what kind of sexualization is in Chainsaw Man? If I had to take a guess, I would say that it's, you know, the generic, like, anime, you know, fan service stuff, and, you know, fucking fan service is evil now for anime people. Alright, here we have, can we talk about Chainsaw Man's problem with women? And I'm looking through this article now, and it's literally just like fan service. It's from some fucking feminist site, and it's like the first thing that popped up. But you know, it's just about fucking fan service and stuff. So I'm gonna say it does not explain why it's bad. The creators definitely, I would say the creator likes the creator likes the tropes since they do it with no problem, and it makes people mad. Does it try to subvert them? No. Does it have artistic merit? Also no. It just seems like a generic, like, shonen. Like on tier with Dragon Ball and, like, One Piece and stuff like that. Next we have, Kill la Kill. Kill la Kill definitely has lots of sexualization, lots of fan service. It doesn't show why it's bad. I watched Kill la Kill. I don't remember it showing why sexualization is bad, so, you know, that's kind of a moot point. I don't think that belongs there. Creators usually hate the tropes. I don't believe that. Has artistic merit? No. Next we have One Piece. Now, One Piece does have sexual themes, you know. I know the character Nico and, like, Nami, they're very sexualized in design. Is it there to show why it's bad? I don't think so. I haven't watched it or read it. That's like over like 1,000 episodes and like manga chapters, and I ain't reading all that. I'm not watching all that. So, you know, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Maybe in like episode like 897, there's a whole like thing about how Luffy has to overcome like the patriarchy and stop having the male gaze or something. But you know, I'm not watching all that. That's like over like what, 3, 4, 5 months straight, non-stop watching it. No one has time for that. If you weren't, I'm sure if you weren't alive during like you know, when it first started, you are not watching all of that. I don't even know what thing that, I know most people watch anime dubbed. I'm not even sure what episode of dub is on. I'm sure it's way behind the sub, because, you know, it was airing on like 4Kids and then Toonami. I'm pretty sure it still airs on fucking Toonami. But, you know, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Creators usually hate the trope. I don't think so. He probably made with the tropes, since seeing how long it was around for. Does it have artistic merit? No, it's just a generic shonen. It's literally on top with all the other shonens. I think it's the number 2 shonen. Number 1's Dragon Ball. Easily. Alright, next we have a Goodbye Pun Pun. Goodbye Pun Pun? What the hell is... I know what Pun Pun is. Is this sexual? Am I missing something here? I'm gonna look this up. Alright, so I've skimmed through, like, some, like, summary of the manga, and it doesn't seem like there's sexual themes in it at all. It's about some, like, dude who, like, grew up and is, like, like, I don't know, he's growing up, he has some trouble or something, like, some trauma, like, it's a story about, like, a kid growing up. So, it doesn't look like there's anything sexual in it. Not, like, not Gooner content, I'd say that. It's not Gooner content. Next we have, Madoka Magica. Now, this was a certified classic back in the, olden days of Anatwit. And, I don't think I've watched it. I know it was everywhere back then. Like, tons of people were watching it, tons of people were saying, like, how it's, one of the deepest anime, like, it's like it is a subversion, I will say that. It is a subversion of the magical girl genre. And I will give it that. Maybe the creator does hate, the magical girl genre. He did make a subversion. It is a subversion. Now, is it sexual, though? I have not watched it. But, I will look this up, and I will tell you then. Alright, so I looked it up, and, it does say, it might have sexual themes. It might. So, this guy, it doesn't explicitly, like, show, like, sex in the thing. But this guy right here says, he connected Madoka to abuse. Like, Madoka, sees Mammy, whatever, getting eaten. And she doesn't want to be a magical girl, but the QB guy, forces her to, he, like, forces her into situations which causes her to, like, change the answer to yes. So I can see how that would be a sexual theme. Because a lot of sexual abusers would do that. They force you to do stuff to where you have to say yes. So I will say that this has sexual themes and it shows why it's bad. Even if it doesn't specifically, like, explicitly show it on the screen. Next, we have Fear and Hunger. Fear and Hunger? It's like I gotta look this up too. Alright, so I've looked it up. And it does have sexual themes, it does have explicit, like, sexual nudity. I think it's rated AO. I think is this an AO? I think it's an AO rated game. Let me check real quick, actually. No, it's not. Anyway, it does have sexual themes, it does have, sexual violence. And, I saw an explanation of it on the Steam forums, because I was wondering why it would be here. And it says right here, I'm gonna read it word for word. The themes in the game are rather bleak, downright depressing. There are numerous bad endings, with depictions of violence, self-harm, sexual assault, and among other things. Grotesque characters and themes throughout the game. The adult-only rating fits for that reason. It has a lot of things that should probably only really be seen by adults. It also crosses lines that other games don't. Witcher has violence and decapitations, but it's never lingered on the same way as this game does. You can argue that it should be adult-only as well, but AAA games are also held to a different standard, and I don't think these two games compare at all. Fear and Hunger is not for everyone, that's for sure. So, I'm looking at the Steam page right now, and it looks like some fucking artsy-fartsy indie game. So I'm gonna say, it does have sexual themes, it does show why it's bad, and the character doesn't like the theme, doesn't agree with it, sure, whatever. This just seems like a generic fucking artsy-fartsy RPG Maker game, it looks like to be, with some fucking... I'm just saying, it looks pretentious as fuck, is what I'm saying here. So, I'm gonna say it does have artistic merit just because the people who would like it are like fucking pretentious, like, whatever. Next, we have Dark Souls. I'm not sure if Dark Souls have sexual themes, though I haven't played it. So I'm not even gonna bother looking this up. I'm just gonna say it does not have sexualized themes, the character does not hate the tropes, and it definitely does not have artistic. You know what, maybe I'm gonna say it does, mostly because a lot of people joke about Dark Souls all the time, so I'm gonna say it does. David Lynch? Why is he here? Maybe. I haven't watched fucking anything made by David Lynch. So I'm probably gonna say yes to all of them. Though David Lynch did have one quote that makes a ton of sense and I agree with. And this has nothing to do with anything with what the Iceberg is about. But he did say that you cannot say, he did say people out here are really saying that they're watching movies on their phone. Like, he does not like it if you watch movies on your phone because you didn't actually watch the movie, which I will agree with right there. 100% I agree with it. You did not watch a movie if you did it on your phone. I will go as far as to say you did not watch a movie if you did it on a tablet. You can, I'd say you can only experience a movie, like, seriously, if you watch it on, like, your television, or, like, in a theater, or even, like, the VR headset, like, you have a big screen where you can see all the fine details. And I'll say that you should watch movies on physical or pirated, because that has, or in the theater, because that has the highest bitrate and you can see more detail in it. Next, we have Arcane. Now, I will say, I haven't watched Arcane, but I've seen a few clips of it. I will say, it does have sexual themes. The characters do kiss. They kiss in Arcane. And now, does it show why it's bad? Maybe. Yeah, I'd say so. And does it have artistic merit? I don't know, probably. I mean, someone might think that. I don't think so. It's literally just Netflix slop made for fucking a tie-in for League of Legends. So I wouldn't say it has any artistic merit, seeing as a licensed property. It only purely exists just to sell, like, skins or something. So I'm gonna say no, it doesn't have artistic merit, but it does show sexualization, why it's bad, yada yada, whatever. Let's move on. Analog horror.
Hey bro, how you doing?
Would you like to be in the video?
Huh?
Would you like to be in the video?
I need details. I need to know what we're doing and
I'm on the end. I'm explaining an Iceberg. There's an entry called analog horror. Do you know about analog horror?
somewhat. I'm sorry, I'm very lost.
Do you think analog horror has sexual themes to show why it's bad?
Somewhat. I
Somewhat.
watch it just for entertainment. That's it.
Do you think the creators usually hate the tropes associated with it?
Somewhat. Because I've seen some that have basically. I have seen somewhat that basically they've written about their fucked up their fucked up experiences. I've seen some where they wrote or like have their desires.
Do you think analog horror has artistic merit?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, you heard it from the expert here. That means I didn't have to do research for this entry because I don't know a thing about analog horror. I'm glad I have an expert around here. I thank you for your input.
What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Bro.
Next we have Yuri. Why is Yuri on here? May have sexual themes, but okay, I think I know why. This was probably made by either a woman or a trans. Because I don't know why Yuri would be level 2, it should be down with Yaoi in level 3. Because it does not show why sexualization is bad, sexualization is the whole point. Creators do not usually hate the tropes because the trope is the whole point. And it does not have... maybe it has artistic merit, I don't know. But I don't think it does, so I'm not sure why Yuri is in tier 2. It's not a deconstruction, it is the construction. Next we have mouthwashing. I've never fucking seen I haven't seen mouthwashing in like a year. I only know mouthwashing because it was actively like fucking shilled on V for like a month. It was like the flavor of the month. I want to say like June last year. It was flavor of the month. And then after that, no one talked about it ever again. I know the character in mouthwashing is like a rape victim or something. So I'm gonna say it does show why sexualization is bad. Because I only know that because someone made fan art of the character and people were mad at that dude because, you know, oh no, she's a rape victim, how could you, she wouldn't like this or whatever, you know, she's not real. She's not a real character. Stop giving like real characters, like, they're not real. I don't know why this specific generation's like this, where they put realistic like qualities on real fake characters. They expect them to be real. Like, they're not real. Chill out. Like, it doesn't matter. It's just a bit of fan art. They're not real. Alright, next we have Persona. Now, I've only played a little bit of Persona 3 Portable on the PSP. And of what I played, I don't think I've encountered sexual themes at all. Now, I know Shin Megami Tensei. I know that has sexual themes. It does show why it's bad. Yes, yes. I think it was in SMT4, where there was an enemy that was literally just a giant penis. I think that was an SMT. It might have been something else. I distinctly remember one of the enemies was a giant penis. So I'm just gonna say yes to all these, even though I haven't played Persona. I don't know anything about Persona. I'm just gonna say yes on all of them. Alright, final tier, level 3. Now this is pure Gooner material. Would it all be pure Gooner material? We're about to find out. Monogatari. I don't think it is Gooner material. I know Twitter. I know X. They all over there think sexualization, like fans. I know it has fan service for sure, and they all think fan service is evil. Fan service is bad. I hate fan service. They're all like that, and it's like, you know, they got into anime during they're like pandemic weebs or like ironic weebs. They got into it during like the 2020s, and they wanna like change the narrative on a bunch of stuff. Like, they're tourists. You call them tourists. I've been into anime for a long time, and it was never as bad. It was never as bad as it is now with the whole fan service. Like the what's the word? The thoughts about fan service. The stigma, that's the word. The stigma around fan service was not as bad as how it is like right now. So I will say all this no for Monogatari. And also next up, Danganronpa. I'm gonna say no to all this as well. There's no there probably is. I don't know. They probably describe it since it's just a visual novel. They probably describe it in writing. But I will say that the Danganronpa is not Gooner material at all. I'm not sure why you would say it's Gooner material. Maybe it's because it has fan service. You know, fan service is evil. Fan service is bad. Fan service is the devil. Yada yada yada. So I'm gonna say that it does not belong in this tier. Next we have Clinical Trial. I'm gonna look up Clinical Trial because I don't know what this is. Alright, so I've looked up Clinical Trial. And it does have pixelated gore and sexual assault. So, you know, I'm gonna say that, let's see, Clinical Trial has received widespread acclaim for its writing, art, and emotional impact. Players praise its suspenseful storytelling as well-developed characters and the way it captures the complexities of mental health and human relationships. Many described it as a masterclass in suspense and an absolute banger of a free indie game. Its short playtime, about 3 hours, makes it accessible, while its multiple fan translations has brought its reach to a global audience. Clinical Trial is a standout indie visual novel that masterfully blends psychological horror, emotional trauma, and real-world themes. With its striking pixel art, evocative soundtrack, and deeply human story, it offers a memorable and thought-provoking experience for mature players. So I'm gonna say that it probably does not belong in this tier because it does. This tier, it's not like tier 2. Tier 2 is for stuff that has sexual stuff, but it explains it. And this, it seems like it has sexual stuff, and it explains it. So I'm not sure why it's in this tier. Maybe because, I don't know. I actually have no clue. Because it looks like there's widespread acclaim, and that people actually love this shit. So I'm gonna say this belongs more in tier 2 than tier 1. I mean tier 3. It belongs in tier 2, not tier 3. Because it does not look like Gooner material in the slightest. Next we have Sabrina Carpenter. I know she got a Fortnite skin, but I'm not sure if it's Gooner material. So, you know what? Like with Charlie XCX, I'm gonna look up Sabrina Carpenter and let's go to scene 2. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna look her up right now. Alright, Sabrina Carpenter. Let's go search. Alright, this is the first song that pops up. So I'm gonna click the song. Explicit content depicts graphic violence. I'm gonna listen to the song and then I'll come back to you. Alright, so again, like I said with the last one, I dropped it because the song it's just a generic pop song. So the themes of the song were, like, she's, like, cheating or whatever, like, I think it's, like, her ex or whatever, and, like, he's with another girl, and, like, the lyrics are, like, if you taste his lips, you'll taste mine. If you feel his lips, you'll feel mine. And the music video was just, like, some Tom and Jerry type shit, where, you know, they're repeatedly, like, killing each other and stuff, like Tom and Jerry style. Actually, no, less Tom and Jerry, more like, this Mondo Media show called Goodbye Kitty, if you remember that one. It's a classic Mondo Media show, like, up there with, like, Dick Figures and Happy Tree Friends, same level as that. And they keep trying to, like, repeatedly kill each other in the video, so I think the theme of the video was cheating. It was definitely cheating. She's definitely, like, cheating with, like, she's the one doing the cheating, like, the like, boyfriend or whatever is cheating on her with the girl in the video. Now, is it Gooner material? I would say yeah. It does not explain, like, the cheating stuff other than, like, just doing it. So I'm gonna say that Sabrina Carpenter definitely does belong on this tier. Alright, next, I have no clue. Twitter puppy girls. I have zero clue what the fuck this could be referring to. So, as I said with previous entries, I'm gonna look it up. I have no clue what the hell this could be talking about. Call me old, out of the loop, whatever. Alright, I found something on Reddit. It says how to be a puppy girl. I found something on Reddit here called how to be a puppet girl. I just learned about puppy girls and I'm obsessed with becoming one. I don't know. Read as much as you can on obsessive puppy girl interactions. Experiment with puppy space. Read or do activities that make you feel like a puppy and focus on little mindfulness. Interact with others. Puppies are social and exchange woofs, sniffs, kisses, pats, and overall fun banter. Do nice things or be cute, have owners, or other puppy-pilled people call you a good girl. Participate in fun puppy activities that further strengthen your puppy side. One way to start might be to answer some of the puppy multiple choice questions I posted in the sub. Now, this looks like some, training, fuck, what is this? This looks like some fetish. Like a pet fetish, like they want to be pets, and they want to carry, you around as a pet. So, I'm gonna say that this is definitely, Gooner material. This is Gooner material, because there's a reason why I didn't show you the Reddit post. It's because this girl, this fucking subreddit called Puppy Girl Smart is full of porn. It's literally full of porn. And it looks like that, this is just trans stuff. I have not seen a single biological female in this. This is just trans stuff. This is literally just porn. So I will say, Twitter Puppy Girls definitely belongs on this iceberg, because I had no clue what this was until looking this up. Next we have mecha anime before Evangelion. The only mecha anime I know before Evangelion is Gundam and Voltron. And those don't have any good material, those don't have any sex scenes. And some of those have artistic merit. I think Gundam does. So I'm gonna say this doesn't belong here at all. So I'm assuming that the guy who made this is an Evangelion fan. And he does not like any other mecha anime but Evangelion. So I'm gonna say that this is not good material. Definitely not. Mecha anime before Evangelion is not good material at all. And I will say I am a Gooner expert. I am an expert in this field. And I'm gonna say no. It definitely is not good material at all. Next we have the Song of Saya. This is another thing that I have never heard of, and I'm gonna have to look it up. I should have done this before the video. I should have taken notes, but I don't have a script. I don't know if you know this, but I do not have a script for this. I just did this on a limb because I saw it, and when the fucking Omori tier in particular made me laugh so hard that I said, yes, I'm gonna have to look into this more. So the Song of Saya is a horror visual novel. I'm seeing it here. And this is just a horror visual novel. And it looks generic as fuck. There's nothing special to this. It's literally just a fucking visual novel with horror and sex. I'm gonna say right now that this is definitely, I don't know. Maybe if you're into this, it's Gooner material. But it's literally just a horror visual novel with sex. So I'm gonna say it does not belong in this tier at all. Actually, wait a second. Hold on. I see a review here that makes sense. I want to love this game. I love the premise. I thought the horror elements were genuinely good. And I thought the mystery twist and things went downhill in about a third of the story. There are 3 moments that ruined this experience for me. I'm not going to. What the fuck? I'm not going to spoil what happens. Then why the fuck would you post a review for it if you're not going to spoil what happens? Based on that review, I'm going to say it definitely does not belong in this iceberg. I mean, fuck, tier. Sorry. Does not belong in this tier. Because it just looks like a generic fucking horror visual novel. Next, we have The Coffin of Andy and Lele. Now, this is definitely, I don't think this is Gooner material. It's, again, another generic horror visual novel. What the fuck is that? Oh, Steam fucking page was playing a video. Anyway, The Coffin of Andy and Lele. It's just a generic horror game. Horror indie game, generic as fuck. People hate it because it's incest, whatever. I don't care. It's just a fucking generic horror visual novel. Though, I will say, it was funny that the Shardy, doxed the creator. I don't know, I forgot why, but I know they doxed her. I mean, fuck him, her, whatever. They doxed the dude who made it. So, in that sense, it's kind of funny. But I don't think it's Gooner material. I think it's just a pretty bad, generic, horror, indie game. I mean, most fucking indie games are bad. Be honest with me. Most indie games are trash. That's not me saying that just to be fucking contrarian. It's a fact. Most indie games I have played are trash. They're not anything special. Even the highly reviewed one are not anything special. They're trash. Next, we have Subihebe. Another thing I have to look up because I don't know most things on this tier. Alright, Subihebe. Translation into English. Wonderful every day down the rabbit hole. Now, I'm looking at this right now, and it just looks like a generic fucking horror visual novel. So, I know these have fan service, which is probably why this is in this tier, because it's a horror fan service. It has fan service. So, and you know how fan service is evil. Fan service is evil. Oh, I see a review here. There is a colossal amount of sexual content in this game. Not a digestible kind in any way, shape, or form. This game is filthy in every sense of the word. One review put it, this game is a compilation of the worst and most heinous acts humanity has to offer. It is truly disturbing and not in a way it's satisfying either. It's drawn out to the nth degree. Looking at you, it's my own invention. If you are immensely uncomfortable... Fuck, it's playing... Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, if you are immensely uncomfortable... Oh, fuck, where was I? From the sexual content in Chapter 1, you will be destroyed in what's to come. The game made me feel anger and is most raw and primal. It is genuinely sick and disgusting. Many debate on if this is the case, but I feel as if the sexual content detracts from the game's narrative and character. All in all, there is, among others... let's see here. Lesbian fetishism, rape, bestiality, drug abuse, incest, lolicon, underage, sex. They're all over 18 though, absolute nonsense. Yeah, I will, based on that review, I'm gonna say this definitely belongs on this tier. I've never heard of it. It just looks like a generic horror visual novel with sex. But I'm just gonna say it belongs here. Just to give this fucking tier more wins. Because it only has 2 so far. It only has Sabrina Carpenter, Twitter Puppet Girl so far as wins. So I'm gonna give Subihebe to this. Next we have Yumi Neko. Yumi Neko does not belong here. I'm just gonna say that outright. Does not belong here. I know a lot about Yumi Neko because I've interacted with the fanbase tons of times. On 4chan, on X, Discords, way back when. And, of what I saw, I didn't see any sexual stuff. Or, if there was sexual stuff, I didn't see it. I didn't read it. I don't like visual novels. I think they're like a waste of time. Like, why would I read a visual novel if I can just like read a book? You know what I'm saying? Like, just read a book. If it was like in book form, I would probably read it. If it was like because I despite everything, I do read books. This is true. I do read books. So and I don't like reading like digital ebooks at all. Those are just a waste of time. When I read a book, I want to hold it in my hands, feel the paper of the page turning. So if this was in book form, I'd read it. So I'm gonna say Yubideko does not belong here. Alright, next we have Yoshiyuki Tomino. He made Gundam. And I've already stated in the last, like, Mecha tier, Gundam doesn't belong here. Which makes me think that the person who made this just hates Gundam. He just hates any mecha anime that's not Evangelion. And I'm assuming this is the bait. So I'm gonna say this one does not belong here. Gundam is not Gooner material. Alright, next we have Drake. Drake, he makes music, like rap music, and rap music is degenerate in concept, so I'm gonna say yes, Drake is Gooner media, Drake is fetishism, Drake is Gooner. I mean, I'm pretty sure he made a video of his, like, thing, and, like, fucking swinging it and shit. So, yeah, I'm gonna say Drake definitely belongs here. Next, we have a Belladonna of Sadness. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna look it up. Belladonna of Sadness is an adult animated drama. So, I'm seeing adult animated drama, and I'm just gonna assume that this is, like, an OVA. This is hentai. I'm gonna say this is hentai. So, I'm gonna say, yes, it definitely belongs here. But over here, it does say it navigates the protagonist's descent into madness while addressing themes like witchcraft and resistance to oppression. So I'm gonna say that it's adult, but I'm gonna say it doesn't belong here because it seems like it does explain why the sex would be bad. So I'm gonna say it does not belong here. Which I know is against the tier. It is explicit and stuff, but I'm gonna say it doesn't belong here. Next we have Midori. Now let's, I'm gonna, this tier is the one where I had to look up stuff the most because I just don't know anything about, I just don't know anything about it. And I'm only seeing stuff. The only two things I see when I look up Midori is the Licker and the Midori browser for Windows. So, unless there's something I'm missing here, I'm gonna say that, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It's probably referring to something else, but would a melon liquor or browser be Gooner material? I'd say no. But it's probably referring to something else that I don't know of. So I'm just gonna say that it definitely belongs here. What doesn't belong here, though, is Homestuck. This does not belong here. This is not Gooner material. I don't think this even shows sex scene. And I'm gonna say the artist maybe interacts with his stuff fetishistically, but by itself, Homestuck, not Gooner material, does not belong here at all. Next, we have Akio Watanabe. Now, who is Akio Watanabe? I have no clue. I'm gonna look it up right now. Akio Watanabe. Filmmaker, animator, illustrator, character designer. He is a Dojin artist. So he is a Gooner. Dojin artist, Gooner. Oh, he made. It seems like he just made a. Yeah, he just made Monogatari. So I'm gonna say he is probably a Gooner since he's a Dojin artist. But you know what? Yeah, he belongs in this tier purely because he is a Dojin artist, and I only know Dojin from, porn, stuff like that. So I'm gonna say this belongs here. Next, we have David Cronenberg. This name, it seems familiar. I've heard it before. So let's look up David Cronenberg. Let's see. David Cronenberg is a Canadian film director. Let's see his movies. He's 82 years old. He made all of these movies up here. Videodrome, To Heat His Own Cinema, The Brood, Shivers, The Nest, Rabid, and Butter. These do not look like Gooner films, so I'm just gonna say this probably partially doesn't belong in this tier, but maybe he does stuff in private that could make it belong here. I have no clue. I do see one of his shows is called Sex TV, so maybe it belongs here. Maybe it doesn't. I have no clue. But of the films I'm seeing up here, which is the first thing that shows up when you search up David Cronenberg movies, none of them look like Gooner material. So I'm gonna say no. Definitely, maybe doesn't belong in this tier. Maybe it does. I don't know. Next up, we have Black Souls. Black Souls belongs in this tier. I know about Black Souls. I've seen it on 4chan and stuff like that. It is a porn game. It is a hentai game. So Black Souls belongs in this tier. Definitely, totally. Next we have Made in Abyss. Now, it's conflicting because Made in Abyss by itself wouldn't belong in this tier if the creator didn't engage with his material fetishistically, which he does. It's been noted, evidenced, all that he does interact with his material fetishistically. Specifically the character Nanachi, which is like the fucking rabbit looking thing with like the long ass tail. Which I've seen him interact with it fetishistically. So yes, I'm gonna say partially it belongs here just because the creator interacts with it. But by itself, no. If it was by itself, it wouldn't belong here. But since the creator does interact with his own thing fetishistically, I'm gonna say it does belong here. And now, for our final tier of the Iceberg, Void Strangers. Void Strangers is a box pushing game. All you do here is push a box into the, like... Is it a box pusher? I don't know. Yeah, I think it is. Or like a dungeon crawler, or whatever. Oh, I know what this is. It's like one of those games where you have to like step in like the squares and like get to the like door and stuff. So maybe by itself, I don't think this is Gooner material. I don't see anything that would signify that at all. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt. Let's go to the Steam review. Finished the game and got... what the fuck? Okay, where is it? This just seems like a, box pushing game. So I'm just gonna say that, this does not belong here at all. Because no one says that there's, sex scenes in this game. Either that, or they're just not doing it on purpose. But judging by, the screenshots of the thing, I'm gonna say that this does not belong here. it's not Gooner material. Judging purely by the screenshots, it's not Gooner material at all. And that was it for the problematic media iceberg. Now, overall, this iceberg, I wasn't trying to like explain it because most of these I have no clue about. I was just trying to give a like brief synopsis, like something that you might do if you see something like this, to see why possibly it could be on this iceberg. Now, most of the stuff I'm gonna say definitely is put in the wrong places. But some of the stuff, did like belong there. So I'm just gonna say it was a pretty decent iceberg. I know this is made for like bait and stuff, but it was kind of fun to like go through and see like what belongs, what doesn't. Anyway, that's it for this one. And maybe I'll do something like this again, I don't know. But I didn't put any research on it. I don't have a script. I was just saying like what's on my mind. So until the next one.